Okay, so I know where everyone's gonna want me to start with this review, and I don't know what to fully say. I'm going to say that right now. This is the ending with Kunishita, the girl that's supposed to be this sweetheart, lovable girl that everyone loves. And I want to do a quote from from the ED. Well, it wasn't from the ED, but it's from the ending credits. I don't know if anyone or everyone caught that, but it said we can't judge people for who they are since we hide who we are from ourselves so often. And that just kind of resonated with me. I thought about it. It's like we do all the time. We act a certain way, but we don't think nothing of it. Do we even recognize who we are? Do we even recognize how we're acting towards other people? And or do we recognize what our true thought process and how we view things is? Do we recognize that? And that's the question I want you guys to kind of ask yourself, or leave down the comments below. What do you think of that? Because Ayano, our main male character, did ask that. He's like, well, is that the real you, Kunishita? He asked that stuff. He monologued to himself. He's like, is that the real you? So that, it's just kind of like, wow, huh. I wonder, it's just such an interesting ending right there. But other than that, though, guys, I really just gotta hop off that subject because there's not much I can truly say about that. But it was nuts seeing her kicking that, that barrier, just saying die, die, die. And maybe, she's a yandere. It seems as if she's actually a yandere. And maybe that's because him and Horikita have been hanging around. That's truly, that seems what it is, that's what it seems to be. But nonetheless, I gotta start with the episode, and this episode should have been called Manipulation. And I want to do like a little Hiki comparison to Ayano here. The whole, hey, Kunishita, you take credit for all this because I don't want to be in that spotlight, did fit the bill for someone like 8-Man Hiki from Snafu, but at the same time, the morals didn't, because he straight up told her why he was doing that and how people would accept her giving out this test because they trusted her. And that's something that, someone from like Hiki, Hiki and or Snafu wouldn't have done. He just would have done something that would have thrown himself underneath the bus and still made everything work. But I just really kind of wanted to say that, right? He wouldn't have told someone why he was manipulating them in a certain way. And when I was talking about that, I was referring to the test, guys. I don't know if I really elaborated on that, but I want to actually move on to the whole point thing just really quick here, and the whole people are equal, everyone is equal. So the whole thing about everyone being equal, society not being equal, as Ayano says to his homeroom teacher, and she says no, things aren't equal. And what he was getting at is the point system, and everyone knows they're referring to the points, but the point system is equal. The society, human and society are not equal. We're supposed to, we're not. But the point system will stay true always. Points cannot be manipulated. There's a structure for these points, and points in this vicinity, in this barrier of the school grounds, they can be used for anything to buy. And he bought points for this, for the test score for pseudo, and that's what it's really getting at. I really like the writing of that, because I like how they set up how society is not equal. Human society is not equal. It's not. It's simply not, no matter how you look at it. And, that's something I just really like how they set that up to play into the point system and, and to make the main point that Ayano was trying to make. That was really clever writing. I really enjoyed that. Like, wow, that was really good writing. And William, if you made it this far in the video, this is why I have not done your top 10 yet, because of shows like this. But at the same time, I thought it was really cool finding out that no one who's been in Class D, no Class D has ever ascended past D. They stayed where they were. They, like, you being, just one of those just flawed products, someone being that was a damaged good, per se, as the label they basically give Class D students. It's true. It's hell true. But this time, it's going to be really cool to see them actually go above and beyond to prove them wrong. It got me excited. It got me rooting for the class now because of that. So that writing was good manipulation, too, of the viewer, because now it makes you say, hey, I want to see them break that barrier. I want to see them, break that consistent failure of Class D. I want to see them break that mold, and that's really cool to see. I'm happy to see that they went that route. But I want to hop into the Horikita thing now. So whenever they're celebrating pseudo passing and all the stuff in Ayano's room, the reason why Ayano said what he did about Horikita, saying it was her, she stuck up for him, he did that because she's someone who's really smart. Obviously, she's someone who will, escalate or elevate, elevate everyone in the classroom academically. She's that smart. She got 100 on her test. I mean, for God's sake, she got 100 on her test. And what this does is it gives her street cred, per se. It makes people's, perception of her, how they view her, totally different now. They don't view her the same anymore. They're like, whoa, you're not just a pretty girl who's stuck up. You may act that way, but deep down you care. And is that true? Yeah, it's kind of foreshadowing that whenever Ayano kind of just kind of just exposing her a little bit, given that he doesn't have any true hard evidence, but he, it's just that intuition, it's that instinct. He can see it. That's why she went out of her way to do so. So that's really cool how they're, just trying to manipulate one another in certain ways. And this was an episode of manipulation. This was a game of manipulation. And I'm here to tell you guys that this show's probably going to be the best anime this season. This show is going to compete. I love Snafu so much, and My Hero Academia is doing crazy things, stupid things, but the writing is just so, it's so good. I don't really know how to put it, guys. It's so damn good. It's so in-depth. It's so well constructed. It's just damn good. I mean, it's Snafu's writing. This is Snafu level writing. Snafu's one of the best, some of the best writing I've ever seen. ReZero, Snafu, this show, of course. I think My Hero Academia is some of the best writing I've seen too. It's not near as deep and as, I guess, I don't want to say kind of like hard to understand, but My Hero Academia's writing, it flows great and it's clever. It's really good how they do things and how they handle things. Like everything, it's not over the top writing like, oh my god, this is so hard to understand, and or comprehend. That's what this kind of writing is. And if you're someone who can truly comprehend what the writer and or author is trying to do with a show like Classroom Elite, you're really gonna appreciate it. It's not as simplistic as My Hero Academia, but that's the thing with writing in general. Some of you guys are like, yeah, you're right, Hex. My Hero Academia is not near as complex, but simplicity is done right. If simplistic writing is done to its true potential, it can be just as good as very complex writing. It doesn't matter. It's how it's done, how it's presented, how it's set up. And those two shows, and especially this one right now, is just elevating to a whole nother level. You guys have been Hexed, and as always, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Axe25, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys. Classroom of the Elite. Wow.